So unless you guys have been living under a rock, you pretty much know what these things are. Drones are really popular today, and if you checked out our Alberto Big Boost episode a few weeks back, we saw some amazing drone footage when he was out on that track. And that drone footage was filmed by this guy right here. I'd like to introduce you to CJ.
Thank you so much. So the first drone that you picked up is a very basic manufactured drone that most anybody can pick up from Amazon or anything like that. Doesn't take too much to fly them. You can essentially fly it up in the air and let the controls go, and it'll fly itself.
So that's just like a basic drone. So like, what's the difference between anybody that's going to fly this on a weekend and professional? You know what you guys do?
Well, these right here are the stars of the show, of what I like to say. These are custom-built FPV drones. So what we do is we strap a GoPro onto it and hook it up to the controller, power on with the goggles.
Oh wow, goggles on. And they don't carry the weight of that GoPro?
Yeah, oh yeah, we've strapped 7 smoke bombs to the bottom of these things and flown around shows with them.
Oh yeah, and I hear you actually build these things,
Yes,
huh?
sir, yes, sir. They're,
That's
I can't
crazy.
tell you what's more fun, whether building or flying. Even though I like flying and it's a lot of adrenaline, building these things are pretty insane as well.
Wow, what do you get, like the different parts? I mean, you build the shapes and everything? Or
Yeah, well, so
how does that work?
You get a frame, you build that up, and then from there, you come inside, and it's a stack or a flight controller, an electronic speed controller that then controls the motors. And then you have your video system, which feeds to our goggles, and that comes back to here, as well as a receiver that feeds to our controller. So everything that you guys see from the videos we make is what we're seeing while we're flying. So getting real close and crashing and all that stuff, we experience that, and I jump all the time to get out of the way.
Because you're looking through the goggles and you can actually see what's happening through that camera. I mean, how long have you been doing this?
So I've been flying these for about 2 years. Now these ones I've been flying for, I want to say like 14 years or something like that. And it's actually a really funny story. My dad bought one and told me, he says, do not touch it, right? And so naturally, as soon as he went to work, I would grab it and go fly it, and he didn't know about it until
you crashed it.
Yeah, no, until like 6 months down the road, he was flying it, and he went to go lose control, threw the controller at me, and he said, "Get it back." And I brought it back and landed it, and he's like, "Thanks for bringing it back, but now I know you were flying my drone."
Yeah, that's great, but I guess he doesn't mind now, right? You turned it into a business, right?
Absolutely.
And this is what you guys do, huh?
Yeah.
So who are your clients? Like, what would you, besides drift cars?
We go and chase monster trucks like Tour of Destruction, which is essentially just bus races, figure 8 races, demolition derby, monster trucks in it. Monsters of Mayhem, which is a bunch of monster trucks, and then I just did all-star monster trucks. And then people like TJ Tiffany and Jared LaRue are very big FMX, the freestyle motocross guys, so we chase them. I can fly absolutely anywhere with these. I've done a job inside Orlando International Airport, flying the conveyor belt system that they have. They're spending the next few years building that conveyor belt system, and they bring us out every few months, and we just fly these through it. And I mean, we're dodging wires and string and all sorts of stuff. We're just dipping and dodging just to get the footage so that they can watch the progression go. Another really cool shot was when we were asked to fly through the fireworks at the Auburndale Speedway for the Tour of Destruction. When they're shooting up the mortars, what we do is we'll try to go up to the top of them, kind of calculate where they're exploding, and then make that as like a dive point, as if you were diving down a building or something like that. So you come up, and then you zoom down, and you have mortars passing up behind you, and you're just trying to get it to where you have a mortar that explodes while you're coming down through the actual fireworks. And then there was the guy that drove through the troughs of gasoline, making a fireball go down the road. Was absolutely insane. Just as much adrenaline or as anything that anybody wants filmed, we'll come film from the sky.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a unique perspective when you're flying through there. Now, do you guys have to have a special license, or is it FAA things?
Now, to fly them recreationally, if you're not making money off of it, if they're above 250 grams, they have to be registered with the FAA. Now, to do it commercially, you have to have a license for it.
Now, I saw out there at the track when we were doing the drift car episode, and you know, that your drone was right down there on top of that car, and it was swinging around. It was really crazy. Is there any turbulence issues or any kind of wind that you have to worry about when you're getting that close to the subject?
Absolutely. So the closer you get, and especially them barrels of smoke, you just bob in those in the smoke, and then half the time you got to watch for debris of rubber coming at you, so we're dodging rubber, and It gets insane when you get behind them because it's a white cloud of smoke. There's nothing.
Right.
And like we were saying, everything that you see is out of the front camera. And so when that's engulfed with smoke, you just have to go with your instinct.
Yeah.
And we always joke around, you don't move. As long as you hold that position, you're good until you get out of the smoke. But
I gotcha.
For
and
that
so
split
now,
second,
do you have to see the unit itself, or can it be away from you and you're just looking through the goggles?
legally, I have to have a visual observer, and this is my good friend Jason.
All right, all right.
Good to see
Jason, all right.
Every time we go do a commercial event or anything like that, you have to have eyes on the drone. He just makes sure that if I'm not too close to people or a crowd.
So he's telling you.
We
you guys
communicate
are
the whole
on
time.
the radios and talking about that, huh?
Yeah, I maintain visual contact with the drone at all times. I also have to maintain audio contact with CJ. He's flying in the goggles. He can see out, but about 45 degrees, but the other, he can't see what's around him. So I make sure to watch out for obstacles, birds, people. He can't see anybody, and he really doesn't listen to anyone. He has to phase out.
How many times did you save his ass?
It's been, I talk to him a lot. He usually does really well. There's been a few times, like we're flying through forest or a park, there'll be people walking. And also, like if a car is coming by him, I can pull them out of the way. Because we are right next to the tracks.
Oh, right, because you got to be right
and
there.
that's like security for fans coming up, asking them questions.
It's good security. There you go. I like it. Now, how fast do these things go?
So we are legally bound to 89 or 87 knots or 99 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's part of the licensing.
Yeah, yeah. They have the capabilities of doing 125 plus. When we do drag strip events, we stretch them out to their 99 miles an hour just to try to keep up as much as we can. I mean, it's a little Tesla, man. There's no transmission, no nothing. So from 0 to 100 and
right now.
Yeah, yeah. And absolutely no. You know, we probably put a hole through your roof if you're looking for a nice little sunroof.
I assume you crash all the time. Do you? Or is it?
Yes.
You used to, or
No. I still do. Anybody that flies FPV and says they don't crash is lying to you. 100%.
Okay.
Every time I go out, whether it's something malfunction, which doesn't happen very often, it's usually pilot error. Whether it's hitting a tree branch or getting too close to a car, not being able to predict to where a monster truck goes and it lands on you, all sorts of stuff. So crashing is an everyday occurrence. The bus races are the craziest, and I didn't know that you shouldn't get lower than the buses because they come together and they can squish you. So I was flying around, and next thing you know, I dipped between the buses, and Jason lost sight of the drone.
I'm yelling at him, where are you at? Where are you at? Are you still up? And then he pops up, and he's like, I was between the buses.
And it was at that point we decided it's not a good idea. We're going to get squished like a pancake.
Okay, so of all these years you've been doing this, what's like the craziest thing you've ever shot or anything you're real proud of?
All right, so my most favorite and the best I've shot is with TJ Tiffany and Jared LaRue. They were doing backflips over their house in Orlando. So they've got a jump along with like blow up jump at the end, but they're literally just doing backflips up and over their house and chasing. Yeah, so you got to chase them between like a palm tree and their house. So you got to get up and around to try to film them and keep them in frame. But having these guys do backflips over their house and getting to film it has been the craziest thing.
It was just like a Thursday.
Oh my! It was. It really was. They were just like, "Hey, you want to come film us do backflips over our house?" And what are you guys doing backflips over the house? Just in our motocross. I'm like,
awesome.
I mean, all right, absolutely. Have you ever had anybody fly inside of here?
Nobody's really flown through here, but especially now, if you look through here, you got all those airlines and those power drops throughout the whole building and the ceiling. So there's a lot of obstacles out there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you could fly around that?
Absolutely, we can make it happen.
Jason, come here, tell me this, man. So look at all that stuff out there, man. There's cables and wires and lights, and it's just a crazy mix of stuff out there. Are you going to help him with this flying through here?
For this situation, I'm not going to help him at all. He's on his own.
Okay. He says I ain't going to help him at all. Okay.
Actually, a visual observer is not required indoors. Okay.
At all,
but
right? Okay.
Additionally, as he's flying through this, there's so many obstacles. He's just going to be on his own to get through it all and come out safely.
Gotcha.
If I see a person in his path, I'll definitely let him know. But he's pretty much on his own.
Now looking at this drone here, it's got the little ring around the little protector, I would say, around on the props. So your other one doesn't, or other ones didn't have those. Would you prefer this one in case you hit something up here?
Absolutely. And the only reason that we prefer this one is for your guys' safety. I don't want to mess up anything of yours that we have, or that you guys have.
Okay.
Our drones are, the way we build them, they're tough as ever. So the ducts are essentially to protect. So if it hits somebody, it doesn't lacerate flesh or anything like that. as well as if it hits a wire or something that you have that's holding up a light, it doesn't chop up anything.
Did he say lacerate flesh?
Oh yeah, multiple times.
Dang. All right, man, we'll put this thing through here. I want to see this.
All right, here we go.
So he's flying the drone right now in full acrobatic mode. Usually when people are flying indoors, they use stabilize, but every little control, so every little minute movement of the sticks are going to cause a big change with the drone.
Yeah, so there's no way you could do it from here and see it. You'd be hitting all kinds of stuff.
FPV drones allow you to get to places where you can't do a standard line of sight drone.
What do you call it?
That's first person view.
First person view,
right?
With the goggles.
Right. So there's actually 2 cameras on the drone. There's the one that's connected to his goggles. Then there's also a GoPro getting the high quality.
Oh, so that's
view.
a little camera as his on the goggles.
That's correct.
I got you. Wow.
And while CJ may be standing here, he's really in the drone. He's out focusing completely on everything that's around him, so he's not really being aware. He loses track of his senses when he's in the goggles. He's pretty much one with the drone.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to be, right?
And the drone's capable, so he can flip, he can go fast. Yeah.
What? That was awesome. I never knew it was that much involved in it, right?
All right, you're all good.
So how long did it take you to get to where you were flying pretty decent?
Well, I've been doing it for about 2 years, and I still think I could improve a whole bunch, but maybe 2 or 3 months into it is when I started to get more flow with it and everything, but that's every single day on a simulator, religiously, every day, just for the drones.
And the simulator gives you the same kind of feel.
It's the absolute same thing. The stick movements and everything are the same.
And this is something that's important here, you know, so people are watching this video and looking and thinking they could go out there and grab a drone and just start flying like this, but it's definitely something that takes a lot of training, right?
Absolutely. So everything that you've seen here and everything that we do, we are trained professionals. We've trained a whole bunch on simulators and gone and have all the licensing that we need to. So it's definitely not for everybody. We do not recommend at all going out and getting a drone like these, because the potential to get hurt and hurt other people is very serious.
Really? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, never even thought about that kind of stuff. It's really great.
So you know the beginning of your guys' episodes where you have the beautiful AMG that's driving down, you guys have a really cool video of that?
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine what we could do with a drone video chasing that AMG down the street.
Really? Yeah, I never even thought about that, but that would be awesome. Matter of fact, we're doing an episode on Rick's bike getting painted, and maybe we could do a little of his bike while he's running down the road. Could you show us how you do that?
Absolutely.
All right, that sounds like a great deal. Let's definitely do it. But that's going to be a tease for next episode's video.
So now that you've seen what we can do, how would you feel about us doing something a little more risky here at the shop?
Here, huh? Are any of my employees going to get their flesh lacerated?
Hopefully not.
All right, well, if you're confident of that, let's do it. Okay, so here's what this crazy guy really wants to do. Here, he's gonna start at the edge of the property. He's gonna fly that drone up over our new sign, through our parking lot, through this open door, and then he's gonna fly down this hallway, past the offices. When he gets to the coffee bar, he's gonna hang a right, and then he wants to fly out through the shop where all of our projects are going on. And he doesn't want to stop and work, he just wants us to keep going, and he's just gonna fly through all of our moving parts of our projects. It's gonna be kind of crazy because there's a lot of stuff going on out there, a lot of moving parts. So I hope this guy is as good as I think he is.
All right, now hold out your hands.
Hold out my hands.
Yeah, hold out your hands.
All right.
But keep your hands flat, don't move.
Okay. That was awesome, man. Oh yeah, they get a little warm under there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
man, that was incredible. I can't believe how you flew through the shop like that, man. You like flew through the pickup truck. You flew through the railings up there, through that piece of plywood that Alex is carrying, and then through the sparks. Man, what was the hardest part?
Definitely flying through the truck. Flying through the cab is absolutely insane because you have so much you have to avoid, and all these headrests and all the stuff you got to fly through. So when you make it in and out, it's just one of those. Whew, feels good.
Man, that was an awesome episode. I can't wait to see the final product there, but thank you for coming out here and filming with us. That's awesome. People, if you guys want any other information on SeaJaye, check the links below. Thank you for watching the Media One Wrap This YouTube channel. I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of his shots in the coming episodes. If you're liking everything, please hit subscribe.